it a well-run municipality? Well, as the outcomes suggest. To speak to us now is eNCA's Midvaal, who is following this particular story. So, Nqobile, good morning to you. Midvaal gets another clean audit, but there's a difference here, Nqobile. An unqualified audit means that municipality is run with absolute precision. It's run very, very well. A clean audit, although, is something slightly different, although it still maintains its well-run reputation, if you like. So is the municipality able to make a distinction between these two?
Well, Xoli, I believe that the mayor will explain it more, but from what we do understand, it is the first unqualified clean audits basically that the municipality has got this year. But just to explain it further to us, we've got the mayor here who explained to us what this clean audit means for the municipality and what is it really.
Look, thank you for having us. I think it's important to emphasize that a clean audit, what is commonly referred to, is actually an unqualified audit without material findings made by the Auditor General. So I think the name clean audit is what we've commonly referred to it, but the actually technical terminology is unqualified audit without material findings from the Auditor General.
All right. Please explain to us what this clean audit means for the municipality that you are running.
Look, for us as a municipality, it's a demonstration of our commitment to good governance and managing the affairs of the municipality in a responsible and prudent and stable manner to ensure that the institution remains an ongoing concern and we can then definitely deliver the services within the limited resources that we have as a municipality, but equally demonstrating that when we do so in a manner which gives material benefits to our communities and that we comply with all the laws and regulations that are applicable to local government, which is very cumbersome and very rigorous at this stage. I mean, many of our staff members spend a lot of time just on compliance issues, which at times puts them away from doing their basic service delivery, which is what they should do as a core business of municipalities.
As you were saying that many of your members spend a lot of time in basically delivering the services, but we can't shy away from the fact that some of your senior officials were implicated on a job scandal. How far has this gone and what is happening?
Look, that's quite correct. I think we must separate the two because from the media headline, one would get the impression that these job scandals are what has been referred to as job scandal. Let me explain it actually. There's two. One relates to the selling of jobs, which the allegation refers to a former MMC, and insofar as the officials, it referred to irregular appointments of that. So at this stage, we've actually done an independent study which came back to say there's actually merit and there's prima facie evidence, and we must have a DC. Which is finishing at the end of, in fact, next week, Tuesday, is concluding, so we should be able to make decisive action by the end of July. So at the point where I was made aware of it, we dealt with it. And that's part of good governance to ensure that there's clear and decisive consequence management, which is something you don't see. And as the Auditor General was speaking about yesterday, that it's something that's absent in local government and accountability. And I think that comment goes for the entire state in general, where you don't see that there's clear and decisive consequence management.
All right. We do understand, though, that even though you have done such great work, like you say you have, there were some times where you had to flee because you were scared for your life, which meant that some of the people were not happy with how the municipality was run. Take us through that. How's that contributed to where we're standing?
Look, a municipality has limited resources like any other organization would. So we need to ensure that we make the best possible investments with the limitations that we have. And certainly there's also a fact that there's some areas that we may not be able to get to in the short or even medium or long term. And because we prioritize, so we mean we have to balance out investment in infrastructure which will ensure and yield more growth, maintenance of our current infrastructure, but also delivering services to those who don't have. So you need to ensure that you do that in a sustainable manner. Well, I think building up to 2016 elections, there were some issues around my safety, they were largely by in nature political and not linked to people not feeling happy about the services that they want. So we must separate those two things. One was political, and our residents have demonstrated in the past and in recent times as well about lack of service delivery, which is norm. But we also make the point that as a municipality we've got limitations. So there are problems that we won't be able to deal with in our current term of office, and we've clarified what the priorities are. So for us to be able to meet those priorities, I mean, we need significant more support from government. And what was also happening is that also finding that the revenue we're collecting from our taxpayers is declining as a direct result of the economic position of the country, and also unemployment is increasing, putting more burden at local municipality. So there's much more, in fact, that needs to be done at a speedy pace by the national and provincial government to ensure that you rescue municipalities, because I guarantee you the report that the Auditor General was giving this week will be even worse next year if nothing happens, which is radical, and to also sense the importance of this and significance of this moment we find ourselves in.
So does a clean audit means that you are doing the best that you can with little financial assistance, and perhaps meaning that you are not thinking out the box and getting more for the youth out there?
Look, in the main, a clean audit, they evaluate 3 areas. They evaluate what is called your predetermined objectives, what you said you would do, and did you deliver on those. The second part is your financial management. If there's any irregularities and you followed all your processes and you got value for money. The third part they measure is compliance to all the regulations pertaining to local government. So in that, it does not measure how fast and decisive you respond to your economic diversification, the issue of unemployment. It does not do so. And the negative thing that I've seen and how it has affected my institution, Midvaal, is that it has almost put in boundaries and ceilings for our thinking abilities and instilled a sense of fear, because now there's boundaries where we think if we go beyond those, we'll lose our clean audit. Whilst what we should be more worried about is how we decisively react and respond to the issues facing young people and the issues happening in our economy, and a stagnant economy, and one which is also declining as well, because that's going to at the end adversely affect the financial position of the municipality. So a clean audit can also become a straitjacket that just limits you, and that's one thing I keep saying to my officials in the institution. We need to remove this straitjacket we've put on ourselves, but be able to think beyond, because a clean audit must mean something to our people. So they need to see their material conditions visibly change, and they must believe and be able to see what is on paper is actually happening on the ground. Well, I think we are at that position. However, I believe it's not enough. We need to do more and strive more as an institution and look beyond just the clean audit as a means or the level that we want to remain at.
Thank you very much. So as you can hear there, the mayor does explain to us that audits doesn't necessarily mean that everything that is being done is as good as what the youth might be expecting or what people might be expecting to get out of it. But in fact, it just means that their financials are in order.
All right.